Hello and welcome to my instructional video on web design. In this tutorial, I will be covering an introduction to web design, web hosting, and WordPress. To build a website, we need two things. The first thing we need is a domain. In this case, the domain or website address to my website is www.TECH-AND-MORTAR.com. This is my company website domain. It's also known as your URL address or website address. The second thing you need is web hosting. Web hosting is a server you rent in order for your website to appear online. Most web hosts provide a free domain for your first year. When purchasing web hosting, I recommend going with a web host that provides a free SSL certificate. Some companies out there, such as GoDaddy, charges you $70 a year just for an SSL certificate. Also, make sure they provide email for your hosting. This means that you can have an email address such as info@yourdomainaddress.com. So in my case, info@techandmortar.com. So let's go ahead and get started. This is where we can actually purchase the web hosting. The starter plan is $10 a month, which comes out to about $120 a year. The plus is $20 a month, and the deluxe is $30 a month. Basically, the only difference here is the amount of websites you can host on that hosting server and email addresses. So for the starter, you can host one website address and it provides you with one email capability. And then the plus provides you with 5 websites and 10 email addresses. And the deluxe provides you with unlimited websites and 25 emails. So let's go ahead and let's click order now on the starter plan. And here we go. We'll have the ability to choose our domain. Let's go ahead and choose CaetanoProperties.com. And we're going to check to see if it's available. And it is available. Great. It says continue for $12. We're going to continue because, as I mentioned, we do get a free domain. So we're not going to end up paying this. You'll see it crossed out later. Okay. Now we got the option to add ID protection. And what ID protection does is it prevents spammers from contacting you. Or actually what it does is it does not reveal your information to the public. So you can't see who owns this domain right here. If you choose not to go with the ID protection, it'll say CaetanoProperties.com is owned by me, for example. But to me, I think it's worth the $20 a year. Some companies charge more, some companies charge less. $20 a year, that's not that bad. So I'm going to go ahead and click ID protection and continue. And then we can see our total here. Our subtotal is going to be $139.87. The domain, you can see it's crossed out. Where is it? Basically, it's included here, right? So we're not seeing the $12 cost for your domain, right? You'll pay $120 a year annually for the starter hosting, but Caetano Properties, you're not being charged here. And then we'll continue. If you have a promo code, enter it here. These might be expired. I know this one's expired because we're now in 2021. And then COVID-19, you can try it out, and it may or may not be available at the time you're trying it out. And I think this gave 20% off, whereas this used to give 15% off. And then we'll check out, and then complete all this. And once you're done, you'll be logged in. In this case, I'm not going to pursue with this, but I'm going to show you what it looks like once you're logged in. So let me get out of here. And once you're logged in, this is what your screen will look like. I was purchasing Caetano Properties, but in this case, this is a different website I purchased. It's called Tag Vermont. It's not built yet, so I'm going to use it as a way to show you how to build it. So here we are, we're logged into our host, our web host, and right here you'll see the services you have. If you have any issues, you can submit a ticket, and invoices, etc. So once you're on here, what I want you to do is come down here where it says your active products and click, don't click on Tag Vermont, but click right next to it. And then you're going to get this page. Now on this page, it's going to allow you to access your email addresses, so email accounts. And over here, you can set up the email accounts for that domain. So in this case, www.tagvermont.com. You can make emails for it right here. And make sure you come back and you check your emails, because I do have clients that forget to check their emails. So if they have a form on their website and they have clients submitting that form to trying to get that service, if you're not checking your email, you're going to miss out on a lot of leads. All right, once you're on this page, that's how you handle your emails. We're going to go to cPanel, and this is so we can actually build our website. Go to cPanel, and then this will pop up. Once this pops up, you can ignore most of this stuff, and let's scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says WordPress. And here's some applications we can install, and we're going to install WordPress. You can see I have 2 WordPress applications already installed, one for Tag Vermont and one for Vermont Classifieds. And in your case, you're not going to have anything down here. So what you'll do is you'll click Install Now, and then this is your installation page. Complete this page, and this you'll leave unless you have multiple domains. It'll tell you to choose which domain, but in this case, you'll probably only have one. For some reason, when I put WP here, it gives me an issue. So what I do is I delete that. And then site name, let's call it, in this case, Tag Vermont. Over here, we can put site description. We can put coming soon. And then here, we're going to make our username and password. Make sure you write this down. All right. Yeah, don't forget this, because you'll have a hard time getting in. You have to delete the application and reinstall it, and it's a little bit complicated. Admin email. The first thing I recommend you doing is make an email prior to making this. So admin at tagvermont.com, or you can put info at tagvermont.com. We'll keep it English. You can ignore this, ignore the advanced, select theme, it doesn't matter. It'll automatically install this for you. And then you can email installation instructions to a separate email, but we don't need to because you're downloading it yourself. And then you'll click install. Once you install it, it'll tell you where to log in, and it'll say go to www. In my case, tagvermont.com, and then you want to do /WP-admin. So what that'll look like is this. This is what your site will look like. But to log in, we need to do www.tagvermont.com /WP-admin. And you'll get the login screen. So let me log out and show you what the login screen looks like. This is it. This is your login screen. And then we'll log in. And here we go. Now that we're logged into our back end of our website, all right, this is called the WordPress dashboard, all right, and you'll have a couple of notifications on here telling your site status and stuff like that. I'm going to go down the list here. First, let me show you what your site looks like again one more time. When you first install it, you'll get this screen here. Remember, I put Tag Vermont as our site name. Site description, I put coming soon. And then the first thing you'll see here is Hello World. All right, it's just a generic post that's automatically made when your site is made. So this is our site. You can't really do anything here. There's nothing here to see. It's just this green site. I'm going to close out of this. over here are your posts. All right, so on this menu here, the first thing we have is our posts. Let's go into posts. If you had a blog or something of that nature, this is where you'll write it. We'll click Add New. We'll add a title. So, Hello World. And then over here, we can just start writing. This is my first website. Thanks for joining. And then here we can also add pictures. So we'll come over here and we'll click image, and we can upload an image. All right, and then it all appears on there. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not really trying to make a post right now, so let's go back. To go back, I'm gonna click the big W. It's gonna tell me that you sure you wanna leave without saving? Yes, I don't wanna save. So this is all your posts. Next we have media. Media is all the content you upload to your website. So photos, videos, you can add documents, whatever. They would all appear on here. Now I'm not going to show you what that looks like as far as uploading something, because if I open up my my files, I'm not sure if I have something private on there, such as other clients' photos, etc. But it's pretty straightforward. You upload photos, it appears on here. In this case, it's empty. And then let's go to pages. Now pages is where you actually make your home page. Right now we have a sample page, there's nothing there. Before we make any pages, all right, such as our home page, our contact page, and all the pages on your website, what I want you to do is download something called plugins, and more specifically, it's called a plugin called Elementor. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. So I will come back to building web pages in a minute. So let's continue down here. Comments. So if you had a blog post, all the comments that people make on your website regarding that post would appear on here. You can block users, you can delete comments and all that directly on here. Appearance. I'm going to open Appearance in a new tab just to show you what that looks like. In WordPress, we work with something called themes. These are just basic, generic layouts for your website. It doesn't necessarily mean your site will look like this. So for example, let me activate this right here and I'll show you what that does. All right, I activated that. Let's see what our website looks like. And it's not going to look just like that. All right, see, it looks different. This yellow part wasn't even on this thing. Actually it was, but the red part's not there. All right, so it doesn't mean your site's going to look identical to that. All right. While we're in theme, let's go ahead and let's add a theme. And we'll click add up top, and then we're going to search for a theme. Let's go to Oceanwp. This is the one I mostly use. Install. And we're going to activate it. Make sure you click activate, because if you click install, it doesn't do much. And then let's click customize. I'm just going to open it in the top right tab. And close this. All right, once we open customize. Okay. So now this is what our website looks like. It's very blank. With that new theme, open a new tab. This is what our website looks like. It's no longer that yellow top. It's just blank. All you have is your hello world, your post. And here we can customize a couple of things. We can customize the bottom and we can customize the top. Everything in between, you can't really customize on here. That you have to go through pages. So let's look at the top section here. All right, where it says place your content here. This part is called your top bar. So on this list here, we got top bar. Let's write something general. Let's say content. So place your content here. Hello. And you're writing it on the top bar. In the top bar, a lot of people put in login information. They put in their social accounts. So right here we got social. And let's say we had a Facebook. Should work if I put that in. There we go. And it pops up right up top. And we can make it appear on the left side, right side, right over here in general. And here, left content and right social. We can do left social and right content. Just going to switch. We can do centered. Now, it looks like it's very limited, right? There's only 3 different ways I can do this, but that's because that's what this theme allows, right? That's what this theme allows. Different themes will allow you to have all different, maybe 6 different options. Some may only have 1. Some may not even have a top bar. But with this theme called Oceanwp, it gives you that top bar. It's my favorite theme. This is what I pretty much always use. And left and right, that's mostly what people go to. Over here you might put like phone number or address to your company. All right, let's back out of here. Now I'm going to show you the header. So up top is the header. The bottom part here is called the top bar is called the top bar. And this right here is called your header. So where your logo would be. In this case, I haven't uploaded a logo yet, but if you did, it would pop up here. And then your menu will pop up here. So here's your header, menu. We don't really have pages, so we can't really add anything on here. I'm going to show you the bottom here. The bottom is called the widgets area. So we got the footer widgets. See, I'm making it purple. So that's that part. That's the widgets. What usually people put in here is their company address, their business hours, sometimes a little map. A logo usually goes right here. Privacy policy, other useful links would all go in here. And this thing would expand as you add more things in this area. And then we got the bottom part, and that's called your footer. So your bottom footer, this is it. It tells you the copyright information, who made the website. In this case, the theme, Oceanwp, is made by Nick. But once you make your site, you'll just put copyright, and then you'll put tag Vermont in my case. Okay, let's back out of here. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to leave without saving. And plugins, I'm going to download some plugins in a minute. What plugins does is it allows your website to add more functionality. So you can add a contact form on your website. You can add different page builders, and that's something we're going to use pretty soon. There's different plugins to allow more security features, which I highly recommend looking into, and etc. So I'll go back to this later. Users, this is to make the login information for your website. In this case, there's only me, but let's say I had employees editing, managing my website. I'll come up here and click Add New, and I'll type in their information. They'll need an email, so make sure you make them an email, and fill this out, provide a password, and then put their role. I don't recommend making anybody else an administrator. You can do like editor or author or contributor. I'm not really sure the difference between author and contributor. I don't know what the roles are there. But if you have an employee, just go ahead and make them an editor. Tools, you won't be really needing this. Settings, what I like to do is I go into permalinks. And in permalinks, you want to go ahead and click post name. And what that does is instead of on your URL here or on your post your domain, you don't want a bunch of random numbers that just continue on forever, because that's bad for your SEO. So your search engine optimization, it doesn't recognize all those random things. You want to keep it clean. So click post name. And what post name does is when you add pages to your website, for example, sample post, it'll pop up here. So like tagvermont.com/home, and that's your home page, or /contact, and that's your contact page. And hopefully that makes sense. That's pretty much the only thing I really do on here. You can activate your SSL, and general, you can make sure your website's set appropriately. So if you want to go ahead and change the tagline from coming soon to something else, you'll edit that all over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to plugins. In plugins, I already have some random things installed. Hello Dolly and whatever this is. This is generic. It comes with your website when you download it. You can just delete that. Yeah, I want to delete that. This thing right here is called Seed Prod. So this first one is Seed Prod. And what it does is it provides a coming soon page. So we can't see it when we go to our website now because we're logged in. But if we weren't logged in, it'll say coming soon, really nice and big. And that's what that does. It's a plugin that allows you to do that. The second plugin we have here is Lightspeed Cache. What that cache is going to do is it's going to clear out some of the memory on your website. So when you edit something, it automatically reflects that when you're looking back on it on a different page. Really simple SSL. What that does is it activates your SSL. So your website security lock thing, this thing activates it so that you don't have to go through your host and activating it manually and all that. This is just an easy way to activate it. So let's go ahead and let's download Elementor. So on the very top, we'll click Add New, and then we'll search Elementor. Okay, Elementor is right here. This thing is a very popular website builder. It has 5 million plus active installations. It has 5 stars, over 5,000 ratings. Let's go ahead and let's install this. This is the most popular WordPress website builder. We'll activate that. All right, let's go to Pages. And we're going to make a new page. So let's go to Add New. We'll type in Home. And then we'll click Edit with Elementor. So there are 2 things I can do here. I can make the website right here and start typing things out, clicking this, adding code and blocks, images, all on here just like I would do during posts. But I'm not going to do that. This is a little bit more complicated. I don't know what my site's actually going to look like until it's up, and you got to go back and forth and looking at it. So what people do is they go to Edit with Elementor, and then they give that a minute to open up. And then this is Elementor. Ignore this part right here and this top here. We can remove this later, and I'll show you how to do that. And I should have done that when I was back at when we customize our website. So for example, appearance, customize. This is where you would do it. But I'm going to do that later. Let me just show you what building the website looks like. So here on the left, we have a couple of options for Elementor. We can add a header or heading. So let's add a title here. And hello. We can add photos. I have nothing here to really show, so we'll keep that like that. You know what, this is kind of bugging me. Let me get rid of that now. So let's go over here. We're going to go to blog. We're going to go to single post. And this right sidebar right here, we're just going to click full width, and it's going to disappear. Oh, that did not disappear. Let me back out of there. Let's go to blog entries, click full width, and it's gone. Okay, so we got that done. Now the top right here, it's called your page title. Let's see if we can figure that out. Homepage settings. Nope. Here we go. So you go to general options, page title, and then what you want to do is you want to click hidden. So style, hidden, and then now disappear. We'll save that. I'm going to close this page out. And then what I will do here is reload. And then these things will disappear. Okay, why didn't that disappear? Oh, I'll tell you why it didn't disappear. Let's back out of this. Exit the dashboard. What I forgot to do is there's a template, it says default template. What you want to do is you want to click Elementor Full Width. All right, and then click Publish. Okay, now we can edit with Elementor and that thing will be gone. My apologies. All right, it's gone. Let's delete this. Let's delete this to start over. And then we'll add header in there in that block. We can center align that. Put welcome. We can add text right under it. Okay. And then let's go ahead and let's change the background on here. So let's click right up here. And then we'll click style. We'll click right over here, paintbrush. Let's add red. Like that. And let's make it bigger. 400, I like that. Let's do 500. All right. So usually up here, people would have like a photo describing their company almost. So if you had like a landscaping company, maybe you'll show like a big house with a lawn, and then you'll put like your big welcome. You can change the fonts and stuff. So we'll click right over here where it says welcome, click style. Right now it's blue, but let's say I want it green. And if I want it a different text, different font, typography, we'll come over here and we'll click that. Let's say we want, what are the options here? Let's go to Times New Roman. We want to make that nice and big. Welcome. 105, that's fine. And here's your subtext. Let's center this first of all. So we'll go to style, center. All right, that's looking pretty good. I mean, you can kind of envision what the rest of the site's going to look like. I mean, you got your header here, or not your header, So let me explain something real quick. The very top bar, like I said multiple times now, is top bar. This is your header. And then this part here is actually called your hero section. All right. We often sometimes confuse it and call it the header, but this is not the header. This is the hero section. And then underneath, let's add more stuff. Let's go and add intersection again. We got 2. We can add 3. All right, so we can add 3 different things here. We can add a title and text. Whoops, that's not where I wanted it. I want it in that box. Boom, there we go. And here we can start listing our services. Center that. Service 1. Let me just copy this. Actually, instead of writing it over multiple times, what I could do is I can just duplicate this box. So by coming over here, right clicking, duplicate, come back here, duplicate it again. So we got, and then delete these. And this one. All right, and we can add all our services here. So service 1, 2, and 3, you get the idea. And again, we just continue on going and building this home page. So I'm gonna save this. And then I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, I'm not sure why it didn't save. Oh, I'll tell you what's going on here. So what the issue is, we don't have that home page we made set as our home page. So let's go over here to Tools. Settings, and we'll go to Reading, and we want to set our home page as a static page. So our home page, we're going to set it to home. So before it was on sample. So right here, I'm wondering like what's going on? Well, this is our sample page that automatically made for us. So we got to come over here and then home page, click home. We'll save that, and then we will open this up and then we'll refresh it. And then here we go. This is what our website's starting to look like. Now, hopefully this video is helping you out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below or shoot me a message. I'll be glad and happy to help. My recommendation, honestly, is if this is your first time building a website, I do not recommend trying to build a website yourself. As you saw, it's a little bit complicated, especially if you haven't done it before. So what I recommend you doing is hiring a website designer to do it for your first website, and then you go in and you can make the edits yourself. Now, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, go ahead and click like, subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching.